Fronts, and how they bring changes in weather to the mid-latitudes. Where does this happen? In the middle latitudes, 30 to 60 degrees north or south. We've highlighted this region on the map below. What is happening? Big changes from day to day and season to season. Why is this happening? Low air pressure pulled air masses in from different places. Air from different source regions has different characteristics. This is the normal position of the inversion, the cold, dry, and stable air that makes high air pressure near the North Pole. The downward moving air that makes dry conditions near the tropic lines. The polar inversion and tropical subsidence appear as large areas of high pressure on this map of air pressure in July. In January, the high pressure areas have moved south and the cold northern continents have added their own large areas of high air pressure. These areas of high pressure are source regions for large air masses that can move slowly away as they are pulled towards areas of lower air pressure. This is what happens when a warm, humid air mass from the Gulf of Mexico runs into a cold, dry one from northern Canada. Crashes between air masses from different source regions are common in the colored areas on this map. Different air masses often run into each other in the brown-gray area in June and July. Around January, fronts between air masses are usually farther south and closer to the ocean. They don't happen over land in the southern hemisphere. If fronts bring enough rain for trees, the result is a deciduous forest. In a deciduous forest, tree leaves change color and fall down to the ground before the cold winter comes. Some deciduous trees make fruit that people like to eat. These symbols show the production of apples in different parts of the world. Larger symbols mean more apples. China is by far the #1 producer. Farther inland, away from the ocean air masses, have less water in them. Fronts bring less rain, and trees cannot survive. The result is a natural grassland with animals that live by eating grass. Places in the middle of the frontal climate region get air masses from many different source regions: hot, cold, wet, and dry. Places that are not too hot, too cold, too wet, or too dry make soils called mollisols. Mollisols have a top layer that is thick, dark, soft, and full of plant nutrients. Fertile mollisols are great for grain crops like corn, green circles, and wheat, yellow circles. If a frontal area is really far from an ocean, the dry air masses that come together are not likely to make much rain. In areas called rain shadows, mountains block wet air masses that might come from the ocean. Why do mountains make rain shadows? When the wind pushes a mass of humid air over a mountain, the air gets colder, makes clouds, and drops the water it might be holding. Then, when this air comes back down, it is hot and dry. Here's a concept diagram of frontal climate. The cause is air masses being pulled in from different source regions. The effects include changeable weather, deciduous forests, good soils, grain crops, fruit trees, and rain shadow deserts in different parts of this complex combination climate. The climograph for Indianapolis show the key features of a frontal climate close to an ocean or large lakes. You can see they have hot, rainy summers and cold winters with some snow. The spring and fall are generally mild and rainy. The picture at the beginning of this video came from Indianapolis. Beijing, the capital of China, is at the same latitude as Indianapolis. The temperature line for these two cities are almost identical. Here is a big difference. China has no Great Lakes, so its winter is much drier.